Hello. Hello. Hello, people. Can you guys hear me? I lip sync. Well, hopefully. Maybe I can help out with that, but we'll see. Lip syncing is hard, so and it takes a lot of time and a lot of tweaking. So we'll see how much we can get through today, and hopefully it helps you out with also with your lip syncing. Hello, everybody. We'll wait a little bit longer as it's 2:58, and then we'll get started right at 3. And I can see that everybody can hear me, so that's great. And you guys will be in for a little bit of a surprise. We got a little bit of a change up happening, and you guys will get to see it firsthand as to what that change up is going to be. So hopefully it works. Hopefully it'll change on my screen, because if it doesn't, then they'll be a little disappointing. I hype it up and then nothing happens. It's 11:58 where you are. Nice. 11:58. I'm hoping AM, right? Like in the morning. 11:58 in the morning. Hopefully. And not in the midnight. My practice drawing mouths while watching? Hey, that sounds like a good idea. I like that idea. That sounds pretty good. Yeah. AM, okay. Better than in the PM. Or, yes. PM would be terrible. I feel like I always see Jesse drawing some stuff. We'll see what I can do in 2 minutes. No, not even 2 minutes. Time's already done. I was like, let's see if I can even draw anything. I didn't even bother drawing anything. Okay, so we're gonna get started soon. All you'll get is this face. Oh, this poorly drawn face over here. It'll just be like, huh? Something like this. This is what you guys get greeted with right here. Beautiful. It was on a Nintendo. How is that possible? A Nintendo DS? I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, moment of truth. So I have a little bit of change up. It was completely unannounced. At least I don't think it was announced as to whether there's a change up or anything, but let's see if it works. Can you guys see it? Do I look different? Has it been applied? Hopefully none of the logos or anything is covering it. If it's being covered by the YouTube badge, let me know, and then I'll try to shift it over. But if it looks good, then yes. Yeah, new PNG. Yeah, let's go. Yes, it is new PNG. I think it's just because everybody's gotten a new custom PNG, so I think Faye was like, hey, how about, is it okay if you want to also change your PNG? I was like, oh, okay, sure. So did you make it, or did Jesse? No, I made this. This is me. I made this, of course. So yeah, maybe since we were a little we're not early or anything, but maybe I'll show you it up close so you can see what it looks like. But this is what it looks like. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I put in so much work into the line work, and you guys probably won't even be able to see it. So let me or is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Look at all these layers. But let's see if I can. Yeah, look at all this line work I put in, and you guys will never see this line work. It's because it's so small, but it's there. Maybe if we use this image for promotionals or something, then then maybe you guys will be able to see it up close. But yeah, I kind of kept my typical style of rough, kind of angular line work, which is, I think, a little bit different from how Jesse and Iggy approaches it, and even Faye. So yeah, you guys get a little first. You guys get the first look at it first, and not only, I mean, it's going to go in the recording, but you guys get to see it live. But yeah, that's kind of the what it looks up close and personal, because you guys only see the PNG and it's super tiny, so you guys won't see much. But yeah, awesome. I see you pretty well. Oh, can you? Okay, great. Yeah, love the line work. Thank you, thank you. You still animate on Flipnote? Hey, anything, whatever works. I think Flipnote's great. Yeah, put it in the thumbnails. Well, I mean, today's stream's not even about my PNG. It's about animation. So yeah, the eye moves too. Yeah, I put effort into it because I was like, oh, you know what? Since I'm in animation, I should put a little bit of some animation quirks. So the eyebrows do move. If you guys look at it, when I look at the camera when I'm talking, hopefully you can see that the eyes also shift a little bit. And yeah, I actually wanted to be a little bit ambitious and turn the head, but that was a little bit too much, so didn't end up going with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I think the PNGs, so I think maybe from now on the PNGs with me in it might be replaced, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so before we start, you know how it goes, guys. For those who are returning, we have the usual rigmarole. Is that how it goes? I don't know. House cleaning, or housekeeping, or house cleaning. Forgot which one's the proper one. But it's our little intro before we start the official stream. So hello and welcome to our stream. If you don't know who we are Wing Canvas. Let me bring up our little logo here. There we go. We are a YouTube channel, but where we make tutorial videos on tips, tricks, and drawing advice to better help our fellow art nerds in this art community of ours. But we aren't just a YouTube channel, we are actually an art school that originated here in Canada. So, yeah, we offer a variety of classes that range from drawing foundations for beginners taught by Arunia, as well as advanced drawing and painting and animation classes that both me, Iggy, and Jesse teach respectively. So if you want feedback on your artwork and really improve your drawing capabilities, definitely check out our website. We have a lot of different classes on offer, so check them out. And every now and then there are like a bunch of discounts that come up, so keep an eye out for it. So maybe we might see you in one of our classes. Yeah. And if you'd like to support us further, we also offer a Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, Jesse's working files, Iggy's, Faye's, critique sessions, class recording, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited time, a limited amount of spots. So be sure to check those out before they're gone. We're also on social media, so be sure to follow us on Discord, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as TikTok. This way you'll never miss out on an announcement, discounts on classes, our live streams, as well as the artworks that we make on stream. Because I believe that once I'm done, the first place I post on is Discord. So if you don't follow us on there yet, that's kind of the best place to be up to date as to what things are going on, and kind of the best place to see the artwork posted right after stream, because that's, I think, where it goes first. So yeah, and if you guys haven't been paying attention on our Discord, we are trying to be a little bit more proactive with our critique sessions. So every week, all the instructors kind of have a designated critiquing time that will hop onto the members chat only. So if you're supporting us on Patreon, you'll get a quick critique from us in the members chat. All of us have different schedules. The schedule is out on the announcement side of the Discord server, I believe. I might be wrong. Let me check, see where it's announced. Yeah, it's in the members perk. Let's see, where is that? It's in the membership side of things, and in the members perk you can see that we have like specific times, and then I believe we will also be doing voice. It will be in voice chat to do in-call critiques as well. So if that sounds kind of interesting and you're kind of curious about that, definitely maybe take a look at our Patreon, because that way we can give some critiques on your work. And yeah, it's super important. So feedback, always, you know, great to get feedback anyways. And before we start the actual topic of our stream, you guys know how it goes. We usually do a little shout out to our challenge of the month, and to this month is April showers. And so it's kind of like rain, spring themed kind of a thing. And so here we go. Here's our first one. There hasn't been, oh, I think I forgot to pin them, but if Kevin doesn't pin them, I guess I'll pin them afterwards. But yeah, here I picked 3 just to keep it short and sweet. This one's by Den Snarver. But yeah, really great drawing on the bird. I really love the storytelling on this, so this is awesome. I know there's no color right now, but I think the storytelling and the composition and the line work is really awesome. So great job here. Really like the vibe of this one. The next one is by Con. It's a very interesting name, but this is really cool. I love the greenery here. Now that I'm like looking at it closer, I wonder if it's photo bashed. It does look a little bit like it's photo bashed, but you know what? It kind of works because it looks like it's kind of attached and stitched together in pretty not too bad of a way. So yeah, great drawing on the characters, great drawing on the background. Good job. And then the next one, this one's a little tiny. Let's see if I can make it a little larger than usual. This is by Lexicon the Transcendent. I think this one, not really in that whole like rain kind of theme, but I think because of like the flowers and the whole bloom color aspect of it, I think it does end up kind of matching the whole April showers spring theme. So I ended up picking this one. So these are our 3. So thank you all of you who have submitted, and it's still like only middle of April. So if you want to submit your pieces and you want to get a possible shout out in our live streams, definitely post your artwork in the monthly challenge server or chat. I don't know what it's really called. I don't use Discord if you couldn't tell, but you could post it there and you might get potentially get a shout out. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. And now it's time for the main event, which is we're gonna start to try to do a mouth sync. Now I did, if you guys were here last week, I think I said that I wanted to try importing an audio track, and I did do it. I made it work. Now, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, so you'll have to let me know if you can hear my terrible, terrible voice acting. This is why I'm not a voice actor. But I'm going to play it, and let me know if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know. I'm hearing it, but I don't think you guys will, because I don't think I enabled desktop audio, so no. Nope, can't hear it? Okay, let me... Is there any, like... I'm just gonna pause, actually. Actually, hold up. Give me... Yeah, I'm just gonna pause this for a bit. Can't hear it? Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm gonna play it again. Let me know if you can hear it. You'll have to excuse my terrible voice acting. Don't wanna... Can you hear it? That time? I played it again. Did it work? Because I can hear it, but I don't know if it comes through on stream. No? Can't hear it? Okay. No, that's too bad. Oh well. That's okay. Whatever. It is okay. Hopefully I'll put it on... When I render the video, hopefully the audio will come through when I render it. So you guys can't hear it, but it is there. I just recorded myself. It's nothing big, but I just recorded myself going like, it's a ghost. It's terrible voice acting, but yeah. Yeah, Kevin, I changed myself. I'm a changed man right now. But if you guys are curious as to how it works, there is an audio little icon here. If you're using Krita and you want to import audio so that you can animate with the audio as you animate, it's right here in this kind of audio speaker thing on the left side. If you click it, it allows you to mute, remove audio, or add a piece of audio. And you can see here that I have this right here. I named it Ghost Dialogue. And if you click it, it opens up your file and you can search whatever audio file you want to import into your scene, basically. So this is the one that I have. Now, one thing that I have heard, if you want to import audio, is that it needs to be a WAV file. So if you recorded it and it's only like an MP3 or something like that, you might have to convert it. Or if you are recording it raw and you have the option to change the setting before you render the audio, then just make sure to set it to a WAV file before you render it. So you can see here, item type, it says WAV file or WAV file. And that's all you need to do. And I think at that point, you can import it. The only downside, and I don't know if, maybe I just haven't checked. Let me see if there is any kind of setting. I don't think, maybe I'll try to find it on my own time. I don't think you can find it. So the only downside to this is that, let me see. The only downside to it is that you can't see the audio line running through the timeline. So it's kind of like, and even if I scrub through it, I can hear it, but it's kind of scuffed. It's not the best. So you'll kind of have to just work within it by animating the frames and then kind of timing your animation with it. It's not the best, so it's, it is there, the option to have an audio file, but it's not the greatest. So yeah. Okay, so on to the actual animating part of it. So I've shown you how to import an audio, how to like get it to play. Oh, and one last thing is that make sure you know how long the audio clip is. So my audio recording ended up being around like 2 seconds and a little bit over 2 seconds. So my timeline, I made sure that it was at least 2 seconds or a little bit longer, or else when you play it, you either won't hear your audio or the audio will get cut short. So that's not great. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind of as you're doing this. But here we have our drawing from last time. This was what we were working with. I had some roughs. The image is kind of big, so I don't know if it'll... So this is what we had last week, or not last week, the last time I streamed. These were our 4 key images that I wanted to animate and draw. And now we're just going to clean it up. We're going to make sure it actually flows as an animation, because in this section it was more like a storyboard. I just wanted to demonstrate how the different mouth shapes and movements might be like for this dialogue. But we didn't actually do any animating last time. We were just kind of storyboarding and planning it out. So now we're actually storyboarding it. Or not story, but we're actually going to animate it. So what I have so far is the first frame kind of blocked in. It's still kind of rough, but I try to follow it as close as I could to the original one while simplifying it a little bit more and just getting some basic shapes in so I can animate it. And I got up to the second image, so this is what we have so far. Let me see. Oh. This is what I have so far. The head shape's a little bit off, so I might change that afterwards. Actually, I might change that now. His head's a little bit small, so I might just make it a little bit bigger. Just a tad bit bigger. Oops. Gonna just lasso the head and make it a bit bigger. I feel like something like that would be good. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty good. That looks a little bit closer to what the first frame looked like. So it goes like, ah, is that a ghost? That's what I'm basically doing. And I'm not trying to worry too much about the lip syncing just yet. I'm trying to capture just more of like the performance and just trying to get an overall feel of like whether it flows and matches with one another. That's kind of what the cleanup part will be for later anyways. So right now, focus is more on the performance of it. So if you're here last week, you'll remember that I was talking a lot about how dialogue is not just about the lip syncing, it's about the performance of it and how we as the viewers will read and interpret the emotion that's kind of happening with the characters. So this is what it is so far, and I think the motion tracks for the most part. I will probably have to adjust it again. Animation's a lot about just adjusting and tweaking and everything. If you, a great person to study and like take a look at for doing roughs that I really like is Glenn Keane. He did a lot of demonstrations kind of a few years ago, definitely way before COVID. And if you ever see him do live animations at expos and at cons, like conferences, like animation conferences, he does it like it's like magic. I don't understand how he does it so well. It's really well done, and he draws really rough though, but you can really track the movements and what he's trying to do. So I'm kind of using Glenn Keane as my my inspiration, as my guide. Originally I wanted to just like track the underdrawing for them, but then I realized that it's impossible. There's no point trying to do this. So I'm just going to have him on the side as my kind of like reference guide as I draw this. So yeah, it's if it looks a little like confusing, don't worry. It is a little bit, it is a bit much. There's too many lines happening. But I'm basically just trying to follow the storyboarding that we did last time. Love the expressions? Oh, thank you. Looks good so far. Thank you, Sparrow. Appreciate that. I've drawn every day for 9 days in a row. Whoa, that's a lot. You know what? That's great, Quinn. I feel like even I don't do that. Draw every day. There's some days where I'm like, I just need a break. I don't think I can draw anymore. So the fact that you've been drawing 9 days straight is actually pretty impressive. Also, what helps is I have a mirror in front of me. I know Kevin makes fun of me for having a mirror, but do not be ashamed, guys. Get a mirror while you animate, because this is how you can perform. Is that a ghost? I think for this one, when I did it, my goal was, is that he's like leaning back. So after he goes like, and then is that he's like leaning forward and questioning it, and then he like leans back. Is that a ghost? And so the head, I can feel my head leaning back as I'm doing this motion, but the body stays the same. So that's great. Means I don't have to draw too much. I am going to duplicate this, and I'm just going to delete the head. Let me see. Why can I not erase? Oh, okay. Just going to erase the head. Probably just going to lasso tool erase. Make it a little bit easier on me. Something like this. Human figures. It's all in the roughs. You know, if you're having trouble animating figures, have a plan as to what it is that you want to animate. I know this sounds really like straightforward, like no duh, I should probably plan. But I think a big thing people tend to kind of misunderstand their skill at being able to just draw in the moment. So plan. Even me, I need a plan, break down how many frames it might possibly be, break down like what I'll need it to do in a certain sequence. So plan. Do storyboardings, film references, and then when you start to actually draw and animate, don't get caught up in the how should I say, the details. You know, a lot of times while we're drawing, we're like, oh, I want to capture all the fingers. If you notice my hand down here, it's just a blob, right? Because I'm just putting it there as a placeholder. I don't know if it'll be there exactly. I don't know if it's exactly the correct spot. So I'm putting it there, and if I need to erase and change it, it's no big deal. I can immediately kind of just adjust it afterwards. So that's kind of like the big thing, is like, don't get too committed too quickly. And so that's why we did the storyboarding last week, and then now I'm just kind of actually animating it and blocking it in, and hopefully it doesn't turn out too bad. But I won't let... Oh, art block is setting in. Hey, you know what? I think if you need a break, if you have art block and you need a break, I think that's Jesse's biggest piece of advice, is taking a little bit of a short break. It is totally okay to take a break. And I think so too. But if you're like, no, I don't want to stop drawing, I would say go back to some of like the fundamental stuff. Things like technical drawings, things like that is always a good one to jump into, because it allows you to just not have to think necessarily about what it is that you want to draw, but more so about just like the technical of it. Hopefully that makes sense. So, because sometimes when we do like creative stuff, we get so caught up on like, oh, what if it's like this? Should it be designed like that? And then we get kind of lost in it. So, oh, I had it tilted at an angle. I like that angle. That was good. That's a good angle. You guys, if you're looking at this, you're probably like, oh my goodness, how... There's so much to look at. How are you drawing any of these things? I'm just ignoring it. I just have it there, but I'm ignoring it. I'm like, not gonna pay attention to that. So you can see here, I'm just mapping out roughly like the shape of the face and where the eye line might be and where the shape of it would be. Let's see, what expression did I give him? Oh, the usual raised brow and low questioning brow line over here. Let's see, and we're looking far off to the side. This one would be like open eye, and then this one is pretty closed. So we're gonna make this kind of slightly pinched, and here's the nose line. Probably put the nose here, and let's see, what mouth? Open mouth. So I know the head angle looks a little bit different from the planned one, but because that one wasn't, we weren't animating it, we were kind of just lightly blocking it. Right now, what I'm doing is just making sure it kind of matches at least the overall shape of it. And you might have noticed too that since the last time we have drawn this character, I have simplified it a lot, and that's because we'd never really finalize the character design. So right now all I'm doing is trying to simplify and almost kind of tweak the design of this character over time. And that's kind of like what I had in mind when starting this kind of project, is like, over time, hopefully as we continue to animate this guy and this character, he changes and his character becomes a little bit more streamlined over time, and you can see the evolution of what he started as and then what he becomes at the end. Yeah. 10 projects done. Oh, undone. No worries, I am in the same boat as well. I always like start projects and it's like, oh my goodness. I can't get art block. Wait, what? Isn't that great if you can't get art block? That's so nice. I'm just catching up on chat right now because I was so focused on just blocking it in. Art block can be a pain. I don't know. If I have art block, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go play some games, watch a video or watch a show, and then maybe scroll through Instagram and Pinterest to get some inspiration. And I don't know. And it's like, okay, time to go back to drawing. I guess that's how I fight art block. But that's just me. Everybody has like a different approach, I think. Oh, ew, that's so good, Quinn. Did you draw along with Faye? That's so nice. Yeah. can't finish anything, don't worry. I totally know how you feel. Good art teacher. Oh, thank you, Sparrow. Yeah, that you're so kind. Yeah, Faye is really good. She is so good at painting. She's got these huge, massive oil paintings that I've seen, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can paint anything that big. That's so much time commitment. Yeah. We have clean sketchers, messy sketchers, and then there's Josh. What does that mean? Am I like a mix of messy and clean? I'm messy and clean at the same time. This looks a little strange. I think it's because this one, the head is tilting out quite a bit. So I think for it to be like this, I gotta maybe move it back a little bit more. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm not taking offense to it. I'm just curious as to what that means, Quinn. Like, I'm just a mix of everything. And I kind of agree with that. I draw messy, but in a way, my goal is to make it look like it was intentionally messy. Like, it's clean if you really look at it, but yeah. Let me see. What did I do with the hands? I think I changed the hands a little bit. Yeah. Is that a ghost? Okay, I think this hand I wanted to lower, so for now we're just gonna rotate. Do a simple rotate down and maybe not in, but like somewhere there. Let's see. And we're obviously gonna have to also extend and change this. And the hand changes, so I think it flattens out a little bit. And then there's this. I mean, this is my drawing process. It's okay. I love your style. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Ooh, hair animation in the wind is so good. Like it's one that's like easily satisfying to do. And it's not that it's like super hard either. It can be tricky keeping track of all the winds, but it's one where I also think it's like a fun one to do as well. Yeah. Hair in the wind is awesome. That's it. I'm gonna get off my butt and draw. Wow, Quinn, it's you're just like all in on drawing today. It's just like every bit of it. I think it'll be here, and we're not keeping the hand. I just kind of want to reposition it so I don't have to draw everything. But I just want to reposition the arm, and then I'm just gonna, let's see, make it a pointing hand drawing is what this is gonna be. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think let's see, if we have cuffs, like sleeve cuffs. It's a good thing that today I'm wearing like a really baggy hoodie, just like our character here. And let's see, something like this maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna get too caught up on the hands just now. I just want to get the position of it roughly. Maybe a little longer. I don't know. Kid fingers. Kid-sized fingers. Although I feel like at this point his fingers would be fully developed. Yeah, maybe something like that could work. Okay, and then we got our last main pose here. So let's see how he looks. Is that a ghost? I don't know what that was, but is that a ghost? Okay. This one we are not gonna duplicate it because is that a ghost? So it should actually be closer to the second frame. So I'm gonna bring it back to wait. Let me see. Yeah, it should be closer to like this body frame, but I don't want to copy it exactly or else it'll be a little odd. Is that a... yeah. Yo, OC's homeless? Hey, I mean, what's the backstory? I love color pencil. Dude, I love doing studies in color pencils too. Color pencils and ink. That's my go-to. Is that a ghost? I guess I should have this. You know what? Fine, whatever. We'll have it be like that. Oh. Dang it. Great. Okay. Cool. Have it be like this. I feel like more so with animation, I find that I end up leaning in towards my screen and zooming in a way more than I should be, which is like a thing you always tell your students, like, don't lean into your screen, like, you know, stay away from your screen and don't hunch forward. But I feel like when you're animating, you end up just like zooming in into your monitor because you're just like, I need to see all the details. I need to see everything. And it's like, that's not good. Shouldn't do that. Got kicked out of his home? Well, oh, okay. I love inks. I use Procreate, but I need a good custom ink brush. Any suggestions? Oh, I unfortunately do not use Procreate, so I cannot help you there. I thought you were actually asking, like, I want to make my own custom, like, traditional ink brush. I was like, dang, okay, yeah, traditional ink brush. That's crazy. Either hyper zoom in or physically get closer. Exactly. It's shouldn't be doing either, but it's like can't help myself. It's just how it is. Either Procreate users like Armad Evie. Oh yeah. Oh okay. I didn't know Evie used Procreate. That's cool. I guess that makes sense because most of her the drawings that I see are digital. Somewhere here, I think. I keep drawing the head so small. I don't know why. Like I draw it and then I'm like, oh, it should be bigger. Head should be a tad bit bigger. Somewhere like here, maybe. I think they like this. This is a good spot. Good placement for the head. Something like that. Yeah. Am I using Adobe? No, I'm using Krita right now. Yeah, I haven't used Adobe in so long. Not since university, so it's been a while since I've used Adobe. Yeah. Although I remember being taught that you can animate in Adobe, but I know nothing about how to do that. At that time when they were trying to teach us to do that, I was like, I don't really care. I don't really want to animate with Adobe. That seems too much work. I mean, and it still is quite a lot of work, but I don't know. At that time, I just didn't pay enough attention to figure out how to animate on Adobe. And we're gonna bring the shoulder back. So we're gonna bring back the buckling in the sweater, in the hoodie, and we're gonna bring this hood. I don't know how this will turn out in the end. It might be. Is that a ghost? Oh, I think I wanted to tuck this arm in, and then this hand will be like maybe here. Something like this. And or something like that, maybe. Hands, am I right? What am I doing with these hands? What's happening with these hands? Yeah. Is that a ghost? And okay, so this clearly I've tucked it back in. So I'm looking back at like my original drawing, and he points first. Is that a ghost? Actually, you know what? I think the hands would just stay there, so we'll keep them here for now. Something like this maybe. And maybe we'll turn it. We'll turn it just to make it interesting. It's just for the sake of interest. We'll turn the hands. And let's see, what's the expression? Oh, we got a little bit of a concerned face. So it goes from questioning to concern. And actually in class we were just doing like an expression assignment exercise kind of a thing. And it was just all about when you're drawing expressions, it's basically the eye mask. How do you want the eye mask to be? And a lot of times, a lot of your emotions are conveyed just through your eyebrows. And so that's why I'm keeping the nose and the eyes pretty straightforward and simple. I'm not trying to do anything crazy right now, at least, just because I just want to get the expression down. Okay, and then we got the, is that a ghost? Is that a ghost? Yeah, I think the original drawing was a bit better, but that's also because I haven't lined it up with the animation, so I just wanted to get a rough idea as to where things should be. Okay, so we're gonna move through this bit by bit and clean it up as we go. I'm on mobile. Doesn't work on mobile, unfortunately. Oh, wait, what are we talking about here? I do like some of the quality of life features. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm thinking about learning 2D animation, but I'm learning digital painting. How can I learn digital painting and 2D animation in the same time? I mean, you could just do it. I think for sure, like the biggest problem with 2D animation, I'm guessing what you're probably asking is, if you're learning how to draw, how can you learn how to draw and animate at the same time when a big part of 2D animation is the drawing part of it? I would say you can still do both, but I would prioritize learning how to draw, like the fundamentals of drawing first, and then going into animation. Worry about like whether you can understand like structure and volume and proportions, and then once you think you have a good understanding of that, then you can try out 2D animation. But yeah, Miguel, that's a tricky one. Yeah, I think, yeah, so like what Broken Wing says, it's a lot of practice and kind of just like, they're both two different things, but animation is a big part that will help you is definitely just having a good drawing foundation. Yeah. Do you like, I do like, yeah, makes enough time for both, but practicing it would be by default practice drawing. Yeah, there's that too. If you want to really get good at animation, by automatically you're just gonna be practicing drawing anyways. Yeah. You used to use Adobe to animate? Dang. I can't even imagine what that's like. Josh is an awesome artist. Oh, thank you, Kevin. So kind. You really like my art style? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Just do it. 10 out of 10 advice. Thank you, Quinn. It is the best advice. Just do it. Nike should sponsor me. 16 years. Dang, that's a long time. Only started drawing people maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, drawing people can be intimidating. And no worries, Miguel, yeah. Okay, so now what I'm gonna try to do is just make sure everything roughly flows together, because there's no point in cleaning up if it all kind of like doesn't work with one another. So also, if I'm flipping through this and you're like, why is it like moving back and forth so much? remember, we also haven't added any in-betweens at all. This is simply just the keyframes, so the important kind of beats in the dialogue. So this one was for the ah part, and then this part was like the is that, and then a ghost. So these are like the main beats, and I'm just trying to see what the motion and body positioning would be in those kind of dialogue deliveries. It still might change overall because that's like the biggest part about animating dialogue is like you can change so much about it. So yeah. Yeah. Practicing shapes is also helpful for animating as well. Yeah, for sure. The big part for me is like learn how to simplify things into shapes. The better you are at simplifying shapes, the better you'll be at getting to the complicated stuff. You tired and go get some sleep then. Let's see, we got this. I think this one works. This one's not too bad. I think this one's pretty good. I might clean up the face right now. Yeah. We also technically haven't really figured out I say we, but it's more like I haven't figured out a style just yet about how I want to go about this character, but we'll see. Like, you probably remember from like the head turn kind of sequence where it's just like, wait, he looks so different from how he looks now versus like our initial rough sketch. Like our character here, which I always end up forgetting the name of, his art style just keeps changing every time we draw him. So I don't know, hopefully by the end of it we can solidify an art style for our main man over here. I replicate art styles. I don't have a style. Yeah. No, don't worry. I feel like I was there too with a lot of like Bleach and Naruto, because that's like my inspiration. So I think I was like trying to replicate those things a lot, especially like Death Note too. Death Note's art style, man, I was like blown away because it's like the realism and like how good those characters looked. I was like, man, how'd you draw it like that? How'd you get it to look so good? So I'd be studying like their art for so long. I think this is still maybe moving a little bit too forward, so I have to, the annoying thing about animation is that it's kind of like a domino effect. You change the previous thing, you're gonna have to change everything else after that behind it. So yeah, it's kind of annoying, but okay, I think this is good enough for what we're trying to aim for. It like conveys the transition and the motion, so I think it should be good. Is that. So I think when I wanted to say the word that, what was I trying to go for? In Studio Ghibli. Oh, okay. You know what? I mean, there's something there. With Ghibli and Adventure Time, I've never heard of Ed's World. Oh wait, how do I know what Ed's World is? Maybe I do. Ed's World. Never mind. I do not know what this is. This was not in my 2003 too. Maybe I just never watched it. Like none of my friends recommended it. But I feel like a similar quality that I can see from at least Adventure Time and Ghibli is that they use a lot of round shapes. So what you can take from that is, in terms of like inspiration, is to see if you can put kind of your own spin to the roundness of like character designs and their shapes. So you're not necessarily replicating the way they draw or their art style. You're trying to learn and glean from them. Be like, okay, they use a lot of round shapes. Well, how can I use round shapes in my own drawings, but still feels like it's by me and my own thing, but you know, in my own kind of spin. I think like maybe like an art style study would definitely be the easiest way to go, because all then you have to do is just try to replicate the art style and see what you can learn from it. So it's like a great way of just like studying different artists' approach and seeing if you're able to like apply it to your own drawings. Let's see, something like that. Yeah. Mouth might be a little bit too close. Is that a go? Ah, okay. So I'm using the mirror to just track what my mouth roughly would look like, and I'm trying to just simplify the shape. So based off the mirror, I can tell that my mouth has a bit more of like a triangular shape when I say this kind of statement, and I'm gonna try to apply it to my own drawing, and hopefully it works. I don't know. The Rise of TMNT. Dude, what is it? It's the really like gritty one. That's the one that I grew up with. TMNT, like the 2000s, early 2000s. Is that the one I'm thinking about? 2003? Yeah, dude, the 2003, that's the one I grew up with. Like the Fox Kids version of it. Dude, that one went hard on the art style. That they went so gritty. I mean, that's kind of like with the times, right? Like if you think of like Batman Beyond and like Justice League, everything had that very like, it's not gritty, but it was more on the realistic side. And then after that, everything went a little bit softer and rounder. Not in a bad way. Like I think that's totally fine. But man, that art style, I don't think anybody really draws in that art style. Like there's no show that has that art style anymore, I don't think. I'm actually gonna move the ear in a little bit. Something like this, actually. You know, when I was doing this, I was like, man, this kind of reminds me of like Digimon. Like Kai. I don't know if anybody ever watched Digimon here, but like Kai, the main character from like the first generation, first season, like that kind of big over the top hair. Yeah, that's like while I was drawing this beforehand, before stream started, I was like, it kind of reminds me of like Kai. I think Kai's the name, but yeah. Okay. Still, I'm gonna move the ear, but I'm gonna move it. Should it be down? I want it to be in a little bit more, but then I erase the jaw and it feels like his face is too flat, too thin. Something like this, maybe. I think this doesn't look too bad. Maybe this neck is coming in a little bit too sharp. Okay, from far away that doesn't look too bad, actually. Definitely, I'm like jumping from all styles, but at this point I'm not worrying too much about styles. I'm just making sure everything flows. Yeah. Oh. Good. Also, I really grew up on the 2012, so really deep in the heart. That's true. I think honestly, it just really depends on like what what era of TV shows you grew up with. Like for me, it's TMNT, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond. What, like, was it 16? Like Total Drama Island. Yeah, Batman Beyond. Oh, did anybody see that that concept pitch for Batman Beyond? The people who worked on the like concept art or I don't know what they were, but they kind of pioneered the visual design for Spider-Verse. They apparently wanted to pitch Warner Brothers a Batman Beyond movie, and apparently Warner Brothers shut them down. They were like, nah, it is cool, we like the effort, but probably no. And it's like, what? They posted it and it looks really good, and now I'm like, I want an animated Batman Beyond. I know, how could they shut it down? It looks so good. The concept art pitch that they showed them, I was like, how do you shut this down? How do you look at the success of Spider-Verse and look at that concept art and be like, no, we don't want free money, that's okay. we don't want a certified banger. It's like, how? Well, why would you do that? The new Megamind looks like that Ladybug show. Oh, the Catman. What is it? Catman and ladies. That one, right? Batman Beyond movie would be epic. I would love that so much. Okay, we definitely gotta clean this guy up. This frame up. he looks so odd. Yeah. I heard the Megamind shows does not look great. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But you know, that's just how things are when you design. When you work on shows, you got the artists and then you got the executives kind of in charge of everything. So yeah. Yeah, Catman, and I don't know what the lady something. I don't think she's just called Ladybug Girl unless she is just called Ladybug Girl. Wait, what's happening? Ooh, I see. Catman and Lady that one. Yep, that's the new name. Hey, you know, I don't know what she's called. I don't know what the show's called. I never watched it, so I wouldn't know. Oh, Miraculous Ladybug. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Yeah, I've been hearing that it's terrible. The Megamind show. Yeah, which sucks because people love the movie so much, and it's like, look what they've done to my boy. It's that meme basically. It's just like, look how they massacred him. It's funny how like people use that meme, but then it's like, but that's a Godfather meme. Like, you guys watch The Godfather? Do you guys know where it's from? I think it's just funny that people use it, but it's like such an old movie. And it just somehow found its way into pop culture. Look how they massacred my boy. Wait, what? Dora? What did they do to Dora? What? Like I don't even watch this show. We're gonna talk about Toothless now. Kung Fu Panda 4. Yeah, I mean, it's... Did anybody watch that? When they announced it, I was like, okay, that's kind of... I guess, you know, we could use some more family-friendly movies, I guess. But where did this come from? Why are we bringing back Kung Fu Panda? You know, I get it. People love Kung Fu Panda, but seems a little odd to bring back Kung Fu Panda out of all things to bring back. It was like, I never... Did I watch the other ones? I don't know if I watched the other ones, but it's like, I feel like it ended. You know, like they capped off everything. He found his dad and everything like that. But then it's like, but what? You bring him back? Oh, okay, sure. Jack Black Finance. Honestly, I can see that. Avatar: The Last Airbender? Like the animated series or the live action one? I haven't watched the live action one, so I can't say anything about it because I don't know, but I have heard most people are kind of mixed on it. But funny enough, when I ask people, like my friends, like, oh, you watched it? What did you think of it? They're like, yeah, it was fine. It was good. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you got a lot of people on the internet being like, oh, it's all exposition heavy. It's so like dumbed down, or the characters don't have the same character development. And so I don't know what happened. I don't know like what to think of it, but I haven't watched it, so I can't really say exactly. Like I can't really give an opinion because I haven't watched it, because I don't have Netflix anymore and I don't really feel like watching it. I don't know. I really like the animated series, so I'll always have the animated series. Yeah. You know, like Jack Black financing Kung Fu Panda makes as much sense as like The Rock financing all of his movies. So I can see that. They have stated the six Kung Fu Panda. Oh, they have? Oh, I never heard of that. Six Kung Fu Panda. That's a very specific number. I wonder why six. It's like not three, not four, not five, like six. We want six exact movies. We want to replicate what Star Wars had with the prequels and then the the original trilogy. Six movies. The Kung Fu Panda universe, but Star Wars edition. First two Jungle Fu Jungle Fu. I like that. That's an if they ever wanted to reboot Kung Fu Panda, they should call it Jungle Fu Panda. I like that new name. A Tai Lung redemption arc. Tai Lung was a cool character. I think it's good. It's worth watching. Okay, Kevin. I mean, like maybe one day. Honestly, I don't really have. I've been watching as my lunch show when I have lunch and I need to watch something. I've just been watching MythBusters. I loved it as a kid, and then when I found out that MythBusters was on Amazon Prime, I'm like, oh boy, okay, I know what I'm watching now on my free time. We're watching MythBusters. Yeah. MythBusters is so good. It's such a good, like, chill show to watch, but it's also, like, fascinating. It's, like, a good show to have in the background, and you don't need to pay attention too much, but then when you look, you know exactly what's happening. Yeah. You wanted to make 6 movies back in the day? What do you mean by back in the day? Like, how back is back in the day? Align with the first and second, but the person who suggested was dismissed as a nobody. Oh, interesting. Okay. Just dialed in and busting some myths. I would love to bust some myths. Can you imagine that's like a series we do on our live stream? Art myths? Actually, I guess we kind of do that anyway. Anyways, with our videos. We do some busting of art myths. Yeah. But it uses Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a jaguar. Jungle Fu Jaguar. Yo, I love that. That actually sounds really good. Let's just do a spin-off of Kung Fu Panda, and instead let's go to Brazil and do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu but with a jaguar. I mean, they already have such great designs for like Cheetah and Tai Lung that is like you have a good design. You've got a good base there. You might as well just double down on the whole Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu spin-off and do that. I honestly, you know what, Maxwell, just pitch that to them. Suggest it. Come up with a script and go over to DreamWorks and be like, hey, guys, let's forget about Kung Fu Panda. Do I have an idea for you? It's called Brazilian. Was it Brazilian Fu Jaguar? Like it's jiu-jitsu at that point. Why? It's no longer like Kung Fu. It should just be called something else. Yeah. Very good back. It is a very good. It is a very good background show. Yeah. Legend of Korra. Probably hating on Korra. Dude, I love Korra. I think... Why? Did you ever try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Quinn, and you were like, nope, not for me. Can't do this. Let me see how... Okay, this is pretty much like squinted, so how did I draw the squint? Okay, just kind of maybe a little bit bigger. I think I didn't squint it enough last time, so we're just gonna squint it a little bit more. We kind of we went on a huge tangent, but no, I'm loving this discussion right now in chat. It's awesome. No, but I love Korra. I do think Korra got a little bit of unnecessary hate, just because I think a lot of people were excited about a new spin-off series in the Avatar universe, only to like be disappointed that it wasn't exactly like the Avatar series. But I don't know. I loved it. I watched it week to week as it released around like season 3 and 4, and I was like, no, this is pretty good. And I don't get why people don't like this series, but I thought it worked. Like, I thought it worked, and I thought it was like pretty well done. Other than the romance stuff, you know what's funny is like after watching Korra, I was like, man, they really dropped the ball on any of like the relationship and romance stuff in Korra. So I went back to watch the original show, and I realized that I don't think the writers were really good at writing romance at all. Like even with Aang and Katara, I was like, huh. You know, like in my memory, you guys were like pretty good, but then now rewatching it, it's a little missing something. You know, it's kind of misses that substance to it. So I think my conclusion is just I don't think the writers were that great at writing relationships and romance. I think it's probably because they weren't sure if they should head it in that direction, and so they didn't commit to it until like near the end. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. How do you even pronounce that? Copera? Not every day. I used to. Oh. Also, Quinn, it's not more that you hate it, but you love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I thought it was more of like, no, not BJJ. That's terrible. But I feel like it's more of like, oh no, I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I would love to learn it. I've heard such good things about BJJ that I would be curious. I used to do Taekwondo, but now the only thing I do is volleyball as like a physical activity. I don't really do anything else. But yeah, exactly. Romance isn't always necessary, and I feel like Korra was never really building up to that other than maybe the first 2 seasons. But then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm okay if nobody ends up with anybody. You know, how about we all just have them be friends and like really good friends, and then they made that romance with Asami, and I was like, I don't know how, that, okay, that kind of came out of nowhere, but okay, but it's fine. It is what it is. And I get a lot of people enjoyed that's the route they took, so, some people were happy with it, so that's okay. Good for people who like that. Defeating evil, that's the fun part, yeah. Yeah, like I think Avatar did it the best for the romance, but even then, I like on rewatch, it felt a little bit underbaked for sure. At least for me. I know that a lot of people didn't mind it, they liked it, but yeah. 10-year-old. That's true. It's a kids show, so maybe I'm being a little bit too nitpicky because it is. At the end of the day, it's a kids show, and it's like we're being nitpicky about romance in a kids show. But I feel like the demographic for Korra was more on the older side rather than the kids. But I don't know. Who knows? Who's to say at this point? Capoeira. Oh, okay. Thank you, Quinn. Thanks for the pronunciation guide. Capoeira. Capo. So if I say it correct, like fast, like put it all together, is it capoeira? Am I saying it correctly? It unironically helped me learn so much about anatomy. Really? That's cool. I'm guessing it's because it's a very like gripping, like grabbing. It's a grabbing kind of martial arts, right? Capoeira. It's about like grabbing and locking a person and holding them and everything, right? Am I right, or am I completely thinking about a completely different martial arts? Yeah. But I feel like learning anatomy that way would be kind of fun. And then you can like transition that into art, and you can think about anatomy that way, You're probably hating that right now. It's like, oh my goodness, it has to go all the way back to art every time. It works every time, 60% of the time. I think I got that quote wrong, but... Ain't that the truth? Did not make more sense for Korra. They just didn't do it. Yeah, I don't think they did it well. But, like, even first season, I was like... Oh, like it turned so fast. I was like, wait, what's happening right now? Why is the romance like this in Korra? It was so jarring. But I think the reason why it worked a bit better in Atlas is because they had more time, they had more episodes, more seasons, so it worked. But yeah, yeah, Avatar is just so well like paced and just stitched together that it is really hard to top that. But honestly, I don't. I feel like we've got like I've probably gone over this in stream before, but I guess different chat. I'm always down to talk about Korra. I do think that they had like some really good themes lined up. Like Korra had such the potential to be a better, like a really good successful spin-off to Avatar, just because the themes are more adult and more serious. That I'm like, ah, you guys are so close to greatness. You're so close. You're almost there. And then I feel like because, you know, they didn't get enough episodes and everything, I feel like it had, and they didn't know whether they were going to be renewed and all that kind of drama, that it kind of, in the end, you know, they didn't get the best deal out of it to allow them to really push their potential. And that's unfortunate because I think Korra could have been really good. Like, really good. Surprisingly, the last two are where I'm like, I think these look good. And then the other two is now where I have to like readjust the style. But and the hair, I feel like as I draw, the hair gets bigger and bigger. Let's see, the hair is like this. Yeah. Okay, jujitsu is all about grappling. Okay. Since 11 now, it's 106. Hey, we got one more hour. We're almost there. I feel like I'm pretty much just gonna focus on cleanup. We might add some in-betweens, but I want to make sure all four of these work as like individualistic frames. And so yeah, I think that's kind of the direction I want to at least have these be in. At least make them feel consistent slightly, but we'll see. Yeah, this is why animating is a little bit tedious, because it's a lot of like domino effect. Like I said before, it's like you make a change here and like, oh, you know what, I think it looks better this way. You gotta change everything. Yeah, you need to know how their body moves in order to move things where it hurts. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. It can be a dance as well as a fight style. Capoeira can be a dance. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I feel like I've heard that. Or is that BJJ? BJJ can be a dance. But I guess I don't know which one. But that's cool. The last tilapia seems interesting. Yeah, I would love to get back into like martial arts. I loved it when I did it, but just no time. No time at this point. And I feel like volleyball is good enough for me. That's all I need. I don't think I really have time or the energy to do the other ones. Is that a ghost? So I think it's squinting on both frames, but then this one is where it's really squinty. This one is squinty, but not too squinty. Squinty, but not too squinty. Don't you just love the way I break things down? Squinty, but not too squinty. Big, but not too big. There's a group of Brazilian soldiers that fight with knives in their feet. That's crazy. And judo combined with submission. Oh, that's cool. No. Hopefully your internet kind of like stabilizes, yeah. In the time of the Empire, if I am not wrong. Oh. You know, I feel like that's kind of suspicious, right? Not like suspicious in the sense of like, imagine you go and perform for like the emperor, and the performance is like capoeira, and it's like, yeah, these are our dancers, but they're also extremely they're extremely deadly. Let's you know, have some performances in front of the emperor, kind of thing. It's like, man, that'd be it's a little little sketchy there, you know. Deadly dancers, exactly. It's yeah. Oh, lexicon. Wait, are you the lexicon that I did a shout out of? Like, is this yours? Is this you? I mean, you guys have the same name, so I'm assuming that this is you. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gave you a shout out on the monthly challenge. Yeah. I was like, even though it's not like rain April shower themed, I thought it kind of matched anyways because it's spring, and you had a lot of flowers anyways. So, yeah, no, great job. I really like the drawing. So I give you a little shout out. Yeah, no problem. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We're just cleaning up the main frame. Cleaning up the main frame is what we're doing. Okay. I think this... Now I feel like this might be too pointy. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, face is a little pointy now. Gotta change it. Gotta adjust it. So many adjustments. But I guess that's animation for you. Just a lot of changes. I feel like maybe that's too much. I don't know, his face just seemed a little bit too pointy, so I kind of wanted to readjust it. Let's see. Like, I feel like the eyes are a little bit different, but now it's looking a little bit closer. This is the only one now that I feel like doesn't quite match the other three. But we're getting there. Getting there. What is April showers? April showers bring May flowers, you know? You know the saying? April showers, I think, is because that's the rainy season. At least it is here in Canada. I don't know about, like, probably is the same in, like, most of North America, probably. Yeah, it's like it's the rainy season because it's spring, and then because it rains in April, the flowers come out in May. I'm assuming that that's what it is. The warmest March on record. Really? I mean, it has been pretty warm. Like, what is it, 17? I was like 17 in April. That's kind of ridiculous. At least in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna readjust this because I think I made it a bit too cartoony, maybe. Just a tad bit. How do we make him less cartoony? Maybe make the jaw not too dislocated. We're gonna we'll bring it back. Bring it back. And maybe we'll widen up the face a little bit. Just a bit. And we gotta definitely bring that big hair, because I changed it over time as we draw him more and more. He's just like, his hair gets bigger and bigger. I feel like it's like bigger, more over the top. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Make it bigger, more flat, more over the top hair, spikier, more like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and Dragon Ball Z. So I don't know. Definitely the eyes too. I think I got the face shape, I think, is fine. I think it works. I think the eyes, I just gotta have the eyes now match the other ones. Finalized as we go a little bit more. Yeah. Like, I think as you draw more, you start realizing, oh, what if I do this? What if I add this or change that? It's been right. Yeah, yesterday in Toronto, at least, it was raining quite a good amount. This week was kind of like our rainy season as well. Yeah, it was not intentional, But I guess it's I guess, you know, that's a good happy accident. You know, good old reference to Dragon Ball Z and Digimon and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. I don't know how to make the Whoops. Not too sure how to make the eyes match it a little bit more. I guess like just thicken up. Thicken up? Maybe this? I don't know. Not too sure. We haven't really settled on a style per se either, so it's a little kind of... We're still experimenting. We're still trying things out, seeing what works. And let's just color this in for... Maybe something like that. I don't know. Does that work? It's like I'm asking you guys, like, do you guys think this works? What do you guys think about this? Actually, yeah, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. Style-wise, it's still a little bit off. I think I might have made these eyes a little bit too... I don't know. It doesn't quite match the size. I think I would just have to make these a little bit bigger. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make these a little bit bigger. See, with the personality of Ichigo. Maybe. I mean, he is a ghost hunter at this point, so honestly, that's not too far off saying that he has ghost hunter qualities to him. So, could work. I think it's because I added a little eyelash there. I was like, why does it look a little bit kind of feminine on the eyes? I'm like, that's not, I didn't intend for that. And I was like, why? It's like, oh, it's because it's got the eyelash going on. This one, is that a ghost? Here, we'll just kind of fill that in a little bit. Hopefully that kind of adds to it. Honestly, right now, not looking too bad. We've got a decent kind of clean up on the motion and everything. Now, if I played it, it definitely would not work, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. This is keyframe. Yeah, we're just keyframing at this point, because it'd be way too much work to do any kind of like in-betweening or even adding in more like frames. But we have about 40 minutes, so maybe I might add in just like a few key like in-betweens. We'll see. Yeah. How well ballpoint pens and colored pencils go together? I've never tried that. Color pencil and ballpoint pen? I've tried ballpoint pen. Actually, ballpoint pen is surprisingly really fun to use, especially just like, excuse me, the Bic part of the Bic pens, because you can shade it lightly, almost like pencil, and it still looks really cool because it's got that rough textured lines that I love, and you can be really rough with it. But there's also people who are so good at using a pen that they can do it like realism, and I'm like, that's crazy. How do you do that? That's so intense. One color and then on pencil, but I love the effect. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've never tried that. Makes me want to try it, yeah. We may need a part 3. Unfortunately, I don't think we are gonna be getting a part 3, but that would be cool to get a part 3. He's definitely going back and forth, maybe a bit too much, but we'll just stick with it. I think that part, like this part I don't think should be moving out. I think I moved it in too soon, so I'm just gonna actually remove the head. We're keeping the same thing. I think you just shouldn't have moved forwards. Let me see. The original head is back there. So we'll move it even further back. Dang. Like, I do want it to move forward, but just not that forward. Hopefully this helps with the movement as well, because I do think it was jittering a little bit too much, maybe. Like, even on a block frame, I think this is, like, a little bit too much. So... yeah, we can just have a simple, like, moving forward head motion. That keeps it simpler, cleaner. And then I think at that case, then I might just leave the shoulder dragging a little bit. Have the head move forward just ever so slightly, but then keep the body slightly delayed. Like, it's still gonna move forward a little bit, but I don't want it to be too much. And then this one can be the most extended. So actually, let's push this out a little bit more. Just a bit. Just a scotch. I feel like he wouldn't make this expression. I think that's why. It's just like... it's like that questioning phase just doesn't match his personality, I feel like. So, we'll see. Let's see how this looks. Ah, is that a ghost? Ah, that looks so much better. Okay, I like this much more. Pacing of this definitely feels more appropriate. This is how much time it actually takes. Okay, well, to be fair, also, we did kind of skip a few steps. Like, there is no character model. We didn't really finalize exactly what this character looks like. And we are kind of doing it on the fly. Animating and doing live stream is also not the easiest. So it wouldn't maybe be this slow. It definitely takes a lot of time. Don't get me wrong, but maybe this is slower than usual. Yeah. Got a colleague's recital to attend right now. If I don't come back, then I wish you all a nice day. Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely go head to your recital. I think that'd be great. Character model stream when? I think there might be one lined up. I'm not exactly sure, but I do think we should have one lined up. Yeah. I actually really like this one. I think this one turned out really good. And then we got this. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with this, considering that we did this all on stream and figuring it out. Yeah, exactly. We're figuring it out as we go, and it is what it is. But honestly, I'm not too disappointed with it. I think it's actually turning out not too bad. Also, I think there should have been kind of like an inciting action with this. So it's kind of weird to just jump right into the there should be. I was originally thinking of like having the head look away and then the eyes move and then the head turns and then you go into the but that's a lot of movement, so, and we don't really have that, so yeah. I'm not going to draw the details, so usually when I do the in-betweens for this, it's simply just connecting it and making sure things map out and align with one another. Is that a ghost? If it sounds like I'm kind of like lagging or having a brain freeze, it's because I'm trying to voice and act it out as well, and it's like it's a weird thing to say, like, is that a ghost? Is that a ghost? So I'm gonna just quickly map out where the head shape would be. So again, we're not going to, in this stage, since we only have like half an hour left, I'm going to just try to map out the trajectory of where these things would be, but not actually add in the detail, or at least not as much detail as we did for the keyframes. We're just going to be connecting it all and having there be a few more frames to have it flow. Yeah, might just like indicate roughly the eyes, but nothing too much. Hopefully it looks cool. It'll look kind of neat. Kind of excited to see what this looks like. I think that's kind of the cool thing about animation, is that you put in a lot of time and effort, and it's always exciting to see how it turns out. even if it might not be like the best, it's just kind of neat to see like if it'll even work. And when you can, it's all about hope, you know? Like animation is all about like possibly it could work, you know? There's potential here. I see it. I see something here. There's something here. We can work with this. That's what it feels like a lot of the times with animation. I feel like it's a lot of being like, could it work? There's something here. We're gonna level up the eyebrows and the eyes. Maybe something like this is the easing into the frame 3. So frame 2 right now is kind of like the in-between, but right now what I want is to ease it in. So I think for this ease in, it would be pretty neutral. And then the mouth shape is also going to settle into, it's going to start closing a little bit and going from the ah to the is that blah blah blah. And we're not going to draw the body. We're just going to draw the basic head shape and the hair shape, and that's pretty much it. And I'm just kind of cutting it in between just so that it's easy to spot and I don't have to draw too much. A lot of at times you might see animators do this where they don't actually draw all the in-betweens. They do it really quickly because if you have the keyframes, that's really the more important aspect of it. And you know, so definitely is not, this is not the clean version of it, but hopefully it gets across a little bit of what it should look like and everything. Oops. Yeah. Oh, are we approaching 400? Man, I haven't taken a look. Let's see. 400. 400. Do people say hunted? Do people still say that? 400 subscribers. Oh, we are. Oh my goodness, 399. We're so close. It's almost there. 400. Kevin, is this our age showing? Actually, you know, Kevin, you're more in with the times than I am. So I would trust you if you say hunted. If you say hundy and that's what the kids these days say, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll trust Kevin. I think they might have made the nose a bit too long, maybe? Face might be a bit too pointed too. So just gonna shorten the face. Actually, I guess it would look like this because we are going from the outstretched face to the normal proportions. So he technically should have a little bit of a longer face and everything. We are showing our age, Josh. 100. Dude, that's what everybody said in like early 2010s, the first half of the 2010s. I swear that's what everybody said. 100. Maybe I'll leave a little bit of the mouth open. Something like this, maybe. Alright. No spoil. It's going to be big. Hey, let's go. It's been an hour and a half, and I've finished one whole sketch. Yes, that's glad to hear it. Hey, one sketch is better than no sketch, and especially if you've been drawing like every day, yo, that's impressive, Quinn. Honestly, one sketch a day, or not even, at least one sketch a day. I know you said you were like sketching every day. That's already pretty like impressive. really happy with it, hey, that's honestly, that's the best. It's like when you're done and you're like, I am happy with my work. It's gonna be a long day. Is it? I've got to finish one page. The heart emote is blocking the rest of your sentence, so I don't know what it says. I want to finish the page. I have 3. Is this 3? Say 3? Is that what it says? You have 3 more. Okay. You know what though? My problem is I need to finish my sketchbooks. I have sketchbooks, and then I keep going like, I will, let's buy another one. I want to buy another sketchbook. And it's like, why? Why you do this to yourself? Why have you done this? You don't need any more sketchbooks. Please, finish the sketchbooks you already have. Yeah. But I'm trying. I got like a few sketchbooks, and it's looking pretty good. I think I can do it. More pages to fill. Get to it. I know. Oh my goodness, I got so many to fill out. Gotta get on those sketchbook pages. Oh, why did I just trace it? I'm like, why am I just tracing this ear? Should be off just a little bit. Just a little bit. Something like that, maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's see. What is it? Previously is like this. Is that is that? I guess it'd be a transition to the mouth opening. Kind of. And then I'm just gonna. I don't think I'm gonna try to do too much of the lip sync. I'm just gonna try to get these head shape in betweens in, and make it work. Something like that, probably. Yeah. Why does that make it more difficult? Stopping in for a minute. Hey, hello. Make it more difficult? What do you mean? Which? Oh, I forget. I forgot what I said as to like what makes it more difficult. It probably I was is like drawing more detail. I mean, more detail is gonna make it more difficult. So that's probably what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. Not sure. I'm just gonna save it. I'm gonna play it. I want to see how. Actually, I don't need that much spacing. We could do maybe every other frame and see how that looks. And something like that. Probably. I am going to mute because I don't want to keep hearing my voice. Hey, you know what? That's not too bad. Let's put it at... Yeah, I think 25 is good. Actually, let's do 35. Yeah, that's really not too bad. The head movement... Hey, actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, the head hair is moving all over the place. That'll just come with time to adjust it. And I think the shoulder is not transitioning as well, but honestly, that's not too bad. I would say that's pretty good. I'm just going to mark these with K's so I know in the future that these were keyframes. Down the road. I don't know, this is pretty good. Maybe I might do this, I don't know. We'll see if we might make a video out of this, or we're just gonna like, we're not going to continue this, I might just finish this up, not like completely animated, but I might just clean it up on my own time, because this is pretty fun. This is pretty good. I can see myself just like easing into this. Not too bad. Definitely the hands need some bit more exploration with the poses. I feel like it's a little bit too tame right now, but the finger point is definitely a thing. I think it just needs a little bit more movement. To honor me. Yes, Kevin, how'd you know? That's exactly why I put the K's there. I put the K's for Kevin. K is for Kevin. What is this, Sesame Street? K is for Kevin. Yeah. Oh, talking to Kevin. Oh, I see. You hate... Oh, the heart. Oh, I see. Yeah. I see. I missed that part. Pink ballpoint. No. Oh, you don't... Wait, is yours not at the top? Oh, I guess you gotta set it that way. I see. Josh and the body. What happened with it? The body... Oh, I mean, like, because the in-betweens are just in-betweens, so there's no point drawing the in-betweens for the body just yet. So that's why they're floating heads, because I just want to see if the motion tracks. And because the body is like barely moving, we don't have to draw the body for now. Obviously in like cleanup and finalization you would add the body, but since we're just mapping it out and figuring out whether the motion tracks and whether it flows, it's okay to like skip out. That's why sometimes if you look at animation breakdowns, you'll see like maybe the hair missing on some of the frames, or like the eyes are not there, and it's because they just want to map out the keyframes, make sure, and then add in some in-betweens to make sure the motion just flows, not necessarily waste time and draw all the details. So that's why I marked it with K as well, just so that I can remember and know which one is a keyframe and which is not. You might see that as well in like rough animation sheets from 2D animation, as well as like an animation chart, but we're not going to get into that. We're just going with the flow and moving through this as we go. So yeah, and then we're gonna add one more keyframe over here or here, and then I think that might be it. This should be enough time for me to do this cleanup, and then I think we'll be close to done at that point. Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone for like joining me. I mean, I say that as if we're like ending. We have like quite a bit more time, but just want to just say thanks everyone for joining us here. Got some like really fun conversations about Atla and Korra and everything. But yeah, so far this is turning out not too bad. Turned out pretty good. I've definitely made a mistake on the ear size and everything, but that's why we call this a rough and not a final. Because yeah, this distances from the ears definitely a little bit off, but you know what, that's okay. We would adjust it later anyways. Yeah, that's also why I'm not really putting too much detail on the hair itself. I'm just indicating where it's attached to the head and the kind of the hair shape, because those things are easy to just draw, and if I get it wrong, it's not too bad to fix or adjust down the road. So I'm just trying to capture the overall feel of it. Yeah, and that's why we're also doing... Actually, he's tilting in, so maybe I should... You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna rotate this using digital to cheat. We're cheating a little bit. I want a little bit of this like tilting in towards the head, towards that last frame, because it is tilted in. So I think I'm gonna try doing that. Eyebrows, we settled on kind of like that furrow, so I think we would ease it back into a neutral eyebrow, and then this one is already furrowed, so I am going to keep it furrowed. Something like this, probably. Because the furrowed brow is already there, so it doesn't really need much easing. It's this eyebrow on the right that needs a little bit of easing in, but we'll see how it flows, see whether it works or not. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. And the nose looks like it should be maybe here and a ghost. You know what? I will say pursed lips are kind of tricky because they look a little weird, and I feel like if you don't draw them correct, depending on the style too, it can change how you decide to draw it. So we'll see how the pursed lip. I might go with this more slightly complicated shape. We'll see if it works well enough. Yeah, maybe something like that. See if it is okay. And let's see how it looks. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I feel like face might be a bit too thin, so I think I'm gonna push the hair back a little bit. Yeah, going to have a pink ball. That's hilarious. It's just like I'm gonna make a huge trek just to get a singular art supply. Honestly, I totally understand. The closest art store, like the closest proper art store, is like a 30-minute drive for me, and I'm just like, it's so far, but I want a good art store. Like, no offense to Michael's, but it's just not the same. Michael's just doesn't have the things I need in the quality that I need, and I gotta make a drive all the way to the art store that's so far away. But yeah, what things? What do you need? There are things I need, Kevin. Dude, like watercolor, you know, watercolor, brand new, spanking new sketchbook, brand spanking new sketchbook. Yeah, is this spanking? That sounds like a word. That doesn't sound right. Brand spanking new sketchbook. Dollarama paints, Kevin. How dare you? Dollarama paint, get out of here. I mean, honestly, they're not that bad. Not gonna lie, the Dollarama like acrylic tempera paints, they're actually not that bad. So, like, blending with them is actually pretty good. They're pretty manageable. But I have 100 sketchbooks that I knew exactly. There's never too many sketchbooks. You can never have too many. You know. He looks real grumpy. I mean, he doesn't look that grumpy. He looks like decently. He's like perplexed. You know, that's the goal, is to make him look perplexed. That and like Poscas. Oh, okay. I keep hearing everybody try Poscas, and it's like, I haven't tried it, but it looks cool. Like, the idea of them seems cool. Exactly. Like, they look cool. I've never tried them up, but some students have brought it up, and it's like, oh, okay. Honestly, that's a good investment right there. Winsor Newton watercolor. I feel like you can't go wrong with Winsor Newton. Yeah, they're a little bit more pricier, but can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong with some Winsor Newtons. Wait, new Josh PNG? Yeah, you missed the reveal. It was like a whole thing. I set it up. I was like, oh, there's something new coming out, guys, like before the stream started. And then yeah. But yeah, you were able to join us. Good, you're able to. I mean, we're not almost done yet. We got like 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. Just joined. What happened here? We're animating that dialogue, although you guys can't hear the audio. I'll upload it. It won't be as nice just because the audio probably won't be synced up with the animation, but I'll upload a version with the audio and a version without the audio so you guys don't go crazy just hearing my voice repeated every 2 seconds. But it is there. But yeah, I guess for those who just joined us here, I'll play it so you guys can see what we've worked on. And it's not too bad. The timing's not really there yet. Like, I haven't worked on the timing, just making sure that the flow connects and some of the transitions between the head angles work. I can blink again. What do you mean? I've always been able to blink. The second the stream is over, I'm gonna go on a journey to retrieve a pen. I love how you just describe it as a journey, and it's like, it's just going to get a pen. It sounds like Lord of the Rings. I'm about to travel the world to grab a singular pen. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, we didn't add any facial expressions here, so let's see. Yeah, I think this works. Let's clean up the drawing. So we're just gonna clean up the in-betweens at this point. Gonna try to make it work as much as possible. Is there a pen adventure? You know, I don't know. You know, my mind just went to Lord of the Rings, you know. It's been a while since I've watched Lord of the Rings. I'm actually reading Lord of the Rings, but I haven't watched it in a long time. You know, you can't go wrong with Lord of the Rings, okay? Let's not see the one ahead. I don't want to get caught up on that one. Just gonna... Might have made the eye a bit too small, actually. Yeah. What's the next frame? Ah, okay. Wait, did I make the eyebrow? I did make the eyebrow. So this one should not touch the eyebrow just yet, so that the other one can touch the eyebrow. So that there's a transition with it. Let's see, how did I... Oh, okay. I'm gonna move the mouth down because I think it's a little bit too high up. Okay. Honestly, it's not too bad. Looking alright. Face might be a little bit too wide here, so I'm just gonna lower the ear just a scooch. A scoochy. And move it down. And we're just gonna erase parts of the ear so that it's shifted just a little bit. Let's see. How did I draw the hair? Okay. It's like I gotta remind myself like what the hair looks like. He's got such a bizarre hair shape that I'm like, yeah, okay. Gotta figure out what his hair looks like, cause yeah. At least pens do things. I'm drawing too. Hey, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, send the sketch. Send the sketch, Quinn. I don't know why that was such a tongue twister. Would love to see your pen combined with, like, pencil crayon. I give you my shield, Quinn. I need more members in my party. Yeah, this is sounding like a D&D adventure. Just did plastic surgery. Yeah. You know what? Maybe that's my real calling. I'm gonna be a plastic surgeon. You know, I've been contemplating whether or not to be a tattoo artist, but I feel like my line work is way too sketchy to be a tattoo artist. You know, like I feel like it would be way too ambiguous to be a tattoo artist. kind of giving Ghibli. I mean, you know what? I'll take that. It's not a bad thing. Okay, let's play it out. Let's see how it looks. Hey, the head movement's not too bad, actually. Now with the eyes added in. One of the eyes is looking a little funny on one of the frames. I can see it, but you know what? That's okay. Josh has a new PNG. I love how all the new people coming in is like, hold up, wait a minute. That's a new Josh PNG tuber. My favorite is, believe it or not, it's Kiki's Delivery Service. I know most people say like Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle, but I think Kiki's Delivery Service is underrated. That movie is so good. You've got the art, I've got the... Wait, Kevin, you have tattoo equipment? Do you actually? Do you have... Did you want to be like a tattoo artist before, Kevin? That's like a whole new side of you that I'm like, whoa, wait. This Kevin lore that's developing right now. It was unexpected. Did not expect Kevin to have a tattoo history. Ah, okay, there's the weird eye change. Let's... GG. Yeah, I think the art style is like really good too. And the crazy thing is they based the city off of like a real city. I always can't remember which city it was, but it's pretty... Actually, you know what? I wasn't intending for this to be a blink, but after seeing it be a blink, I'm like, you know what? I don't hate the blink. So, you know what? We're going to turn this into a blink. We're going to have this be an eye blink, even though that was not the intention for it to be an eye blink. I think it actually kind of works. So I'm gonna make this an eye blink, and it kind of makes him look like he's about to say achoo or something, but you know, that's yeah, I think it kind of works actually. So I'm gonna make this an eye blink over here. He's like achoo. That's what it looks like. It's kind of interesting. I feel like this might be still a little bit too close. I'm gonna move it back. Oops. Let's see. I know time's coming up, but I kind of want to get this last cleanup frame before and add in the little bit of like the hair quirks that I've been adding that I'm kind of liking. And yeah, we'll call it. I mean, this isn't like obviously the done finished version. There's still quite a lot of work to do, clearly, but you know what? I'm not disappointed with, I'm not like unhappy with how this is kind of turned out. So it's pretty good. A blink makes sense. Yeah. Wait, Kevin, you wanted... Have you given anybody tattoos then? If you can't draw, then you wanted to be a tattoo artist. That seems putting the cart in front of the horse kind of deal. But, you know, I applaud you for that ambition, because tattooing, it's always been like, oh, I wonder if I could do it. I feel like I could pull it off, possibly. That's true. You get it, and then you stencil it, and then you just trace that. Yeah, you know, to be fair, that is true. But, you know, if you're coming up with your own designs, I guess you do still need some drawing skills, right? But, yeah. Does everybody have a new PNG tuber? Yeah, it was kind of in the moment where Faye was like, hey, Josh, you're the only one without a new PNG tuber. Would you like to do it? And I was like, okay, sure, I'll make a new PNG tuber. So I took some inspiration on how Jesse did it, but it's drawn in my own style, so yeah. Yeah, Faye got one done and everything. His hair looks like some sort of pie. Yeah, I kind of added these like shapes at the back to kind of, I don't know, add some personality to it, you know? Make it a little bit different. Never mind, all the frames. Yeah, exactly. I put it there. Here, I'm just gonna maybe move this down so you guys can see a little bit more of it. But this is pretty much it. I will say that this is kind of where we're gonna end off. Again, I will say before like I close off, this is not one with any timing, so you can see that I've spaced them all evenly, so there's no like speed up, there's no easing or any of that. All I wanted to do is just make sure that movement kind of flows with one another and that it kind of makes sense. And I'm actually, this one's not too bad. Obviously, we don't have any in-betweens and anything, but yeah. You missed the new Josh debut. I mean, I did it at the beginning of stream, so you at least got to see it live, so there is that. I'm going to keep this running while I just do kind of like the closing quote-unquote statements there. Just a reminder again that we do have online classes, so definitely check out our website at wingcanvas.com if you want to take a look at our classes. We've got Cartooning and Animate by Iggy. We've got Animation, Drawing Foundations, and Drawing and Painting Mentorship by me. We've got Digital Painting and Illustration with Jesse, and I believe Drawing Foundations 1 with Arunya, and Painting Mentorship with Faye as well. So if you want to take a look at the schedule and whether it lines up with your time, and if you want like really good feedback given by us, then classes is definitely the way to go. We are doing some feedbacks with our Patreon, so for as low as just $2 a month, you guys can get some feedback from us on Discord. So we're trying something a little bit more new and a little bit more dedicated by hopping on voice calls and doing critiques with you guys in the members chat only. So if you want to get some live feedback and potentially have your work be critiqued on Discord, definitely check out our Patreon, because that's how you guys will be able to get it. And it also comes with other perks as well, such as like the working files, some class bonuses, in the sense of like you might be able to get a freebie, like a free class, so you can drop in to one of our classes of your choice. And definitely, check out our social media. We're on Discord. That's where we post a lot of our announcements and our monthly challenges, as well as the art pieces that we do during our streams. So this that you see right here, this is going to be uploaded onto Discord first, and then subsequently it will go on to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and the YouTube community, so that you guys can see it a little bit clearly with all the, extra tabs on Krita and everything. But it's also just a great way to keep updated with things that are happening with us here on YouTube, as well as with the school. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but yeah, RLO classes. Oh yeah. So if you can't make the live classes, you'll probably get a voucher for an RLO classes. Yeah, 10 out of 10 stream. Thank you, Quinn. I appreciate for you sitting through this whole thing. And for everybody else who's joined us, I know some of you kind of joined in late, but these are recorded, so you can watch the VOD afterwards if you want to check out like what I was doing during the stream. And this is kind of it. This whole little animation sequence is what we did in the 2 hours here. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah. I'll get to watch the Josh debut. Yeah, you'll get to watch it. You'll be able to catch up with it. Yeah. That's kind of the end of the stream. Thank you everybody for joining us. I'll leave this playing on for maybe a few more seconds for those of you who are like maybe joining us. But again, thank you for a great kind of stream. I really enjoyed talking to everybody here on chat about all the little things that you guys brought up. But yeah, have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you all the next time I stream. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.